An important part of any communication plan is the key messages. So these are 3 to 5 core messages that tell your story in the way you want it to be told. Short, precise, to the point. And then there's a good chance that your people will tell exactly the same key messages when they tell on the story to somebody else. So how do you construct your key messages? One way of doing it is using the classical questions: the what, the why, the how. What actually happened, or what will happen? Why is this important to us? What's the background for it? And finally, the how. How is this affecting us? How are we going to deal with it? And how can we help? Actually, these are classical journalistic questions. You could add when, you could add where. As an example, the what is: an airplane just crashed. Where? Sao Paulo airport in Brazil. When? Last night. Why? It flew into a flock of birds and had to do an emergency landing. How does this affect us? Well, our colleagues, the Falck firefighters, rushed to the scene, took out the fire and saved everybody's lives. This is an example. It's something I make up. It's not real. But use the same methodology in creating your story when you have something to tell. Let's take an example. Imagine that we just sold an ambulance business in the US to a competitor. What's the message? Well, we have just sold this business to MCT Express as of this and this date. Why did we do it? Well, it's a good deal for both parties, and we will become part of something bigger and more profitable. How will this affect us? Now, this is important. The important message is that MCT Express have offered employment to most of our people. This is a key message, maybe not to you who did the deal, but to the people in the room, because their biggest concern is whether they have a job or not. Let's take another example. You would like to bring down the response time in one of our stations. So what is the key message? The key message is: we are going to bring down the response time from when the alarm goes and until we drive out the gates. Why are we going to do that? Well, it's part of our contract. Maybe we get penalties if we don't, or we risk losing the contract next time it's up for negotiation. How are we going to get around to do that? Here you have 2 options. You can either say, I would like you to do this and that, which you already thought of, and then you hope for the best. Or you can ask, what do you think we should do? What are your ideas as to how we bring down the response time? And then you discuss and you agree together, and I'm sure that you will see a higher level of engagement in reaching that objective than otherwise. So when constructing your key messages, think about the what, think about the why, think about the how. Put yourself in the shoes of the receiver, and then say what is interesting and say what is relevant, not for you, but for them.